Hello, my name is David with Technics, and today I'm going to talk about some of the features for TempView version 2.1. And so right now we have a two-plane system set up, and each plane consists of 6 zones. And that zone information, all those temperatures, are gathered from pyrometrics and outputted from there, and we take that into TempView and display them in a way that's very user-friendly and very easy to gather information from. And so right now we're looking at our 2D map display, and as you can see over here to the left, we have our focus on plane 1. From this control we could choose to have it on plane 1 or 2. And if we look up here, we have our fixed points control. If we enable that, this will give us 5 user controlled cursors that'll come up, and these are basically temperature indicators, and we can adjust them and move them wherever we'd like, and they'll continue to read the temperature. And so if we go ahead and disable these, and now if we move down to the hotspot locator and enable that, this will bring up another cursor. This cursor will track the hottest point in the boiler. Right now that's reading 1610 degrees, and now it's just moved over to 17. And so that'll just follow along with the hottest temperature inside of the boiler according to this graph. And we can go ahead and disable that, and we'll take a look down here at contour lines. And so right now we have 8 set up, as you can see, and we'll go ahead and change this to, let's bring it down to, we'll say 3. So we'll go ahead and select 3, and it takes a shot or 2 until that updates, and there we go. So we've got our 3 contour lines. And so yeah, we also have the option to print screen and take a screen cap of this graph, and that'll be saved to a folder inside of the TempView folder. And we have our settings tab right here. Bringing this up, this is just general settings within the program. Some visual control settings here. Change the temperature scale, and if we want to relabel our planes, we're able to do that. Some features that we can enable or disable, and some other things inside here. And then here are our file paths where we get our information from for each plane, and that's that. Alright, if we move over to our 3D map display, we can see that this is actually providing the same information as the 2D map display, but this one is in 3 dimensions. And right now we have an enable mesh button over here. If we deselect that, it takes the mesh covering off of this display. So we'll leave that on because it looks nice and it's easier to see. And we again have a hotspot locator, and this will just tell you the temperature at the peak there. And again, we have our visible plane view, which lets us select or deselect the focus, and we'll keep it at plane 1 for now. And we still have our settings and our print screen, so this will print a graph again, take a screen cap of the graph and save it in the TempView folder. And now we also have the ability to shift the graph around and move it in any way we'd like, like so. And so if we go ahead and move over to the block diagram, this display shows the non-interpolated data from pyrometrics, and as I said before, we've got our 2 planes here. You can see if we select plane 2, it takes us over to the second plane, and we can see that information. And so it's relevant when we talk about this plane difference feature up here. If we enable that, it shows us the difference between the 2 planes. So if we take plane 2 zone 5 and subtract plane 1 zone 5, we see there's a negative 170 degree difference there. And if we'd like, we can change the temperature scale down here to make the color a little bit more meaningful. So we'll go ahead and do negative 500 degrees down here, and we'll just do 500 on the high end. And so that gives us a better look at what's going on, the differences between these 2 planes. And again, we can change the scale to something else. We'll just do 2000 on the high end. And we'll go ahead and take it off plane difference and go back to plane 1. And then we could see the difference from plane 1 to plane 2 if we would like. And so there we have our difference from plane 1 to plane 2. And so again, if we have 2 planes that have an equal amount of zones, we have this feature enabled. And again, we have our same print screen and settings buttons available, as well as our visible plane focus. And if we come over to multiple plane view, this display gives us a good look at both of the planes at once. And as you can see over here, if we click this bar, It'll allow us to hide all of this information to the left and give us a nice full screen look at both of these planes at once. We'll go ahead and bring that back. And so some other features in this, we have our same contour lines available to us to change how we see fit. We can also enable the hotspot again. And again, that just tracks the hottest point in the graph, and we can see it for both of these graphs. So right here we've got 1869 degrees Fahrenheit for this one's 1628. And another useful feature on these two is our projection view. And projection view will basically give us a good look at the differences between these two planes, as you can see right here. So these work off the same scale. So it's pretty easy to see that this one on the left is a couple hundred degrees higher than the one on the right. They're getting a little closer together. So that was kind of a quick overview for each one of these displays and the program in general. So if anyone has any questions or anything like that and they would want to get in touch with Intertechnics, and if you want some more in-depth explanation or anything like that, you can always visit our website and contact us. And if you would like the manual to this software or any of our other programs or anything like that, just contact an engineer at Intertechnics and we'll be happy to provide it. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.